Hi, everyone. Welcome to Unleash Her. I'm Roberta, and I'm your host for today's podcast. And I'm so excited that you're here. And I can't wait to introduce to you a new friend of mine, Jeff Markinet Jr. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. It's great to see your smiling face today.
Aw, thank you.
You are quite welcome.
It's very nice to finally meet you
Yes.
virtually face to face.
Yes.
And I um I was very intrigued. I was introduced to you from a friend of mine, and she said you got to meet this guy. He has a story, and I can't wait to hear it. And I would love for you to share whatever you want about your life and your story. And yeah, just tell us whatever you feel like you want.
All right, cool. Thank you so much, Roberta. Now, I will start as a kid.
Mhm.
I was a normal kid, but what not normal today because we didn't have the phones and the internet and all kinds of stuff like that. So we played outside and we were outside constantly. In fact, I played every sport known to man. And I mean from soccer to football to basketball, baseball, even like street hockey. I played everything. It was nuts. But it all changed when I hit a junior in high school. You see, I was on my way to lunch one day from high school, sitting at a green light, waiting to turn left, when a semi truck decided to run the red light. He T-boned me in the intersection, automatically knocking me unconscious, and I had a fractured jaw, two broken ribs, a punctured lung, and a ruptured spleen. Now, I would spend the next 3.5 months in the hospital, but 2.5 of those months was in a coma. Now, I'll say that again because you might have missed it. So that is 2.5 months in a coma. So 2.5 months, nobody knew if I was ever going to come out of the coma. 2.5 months of my parents sitting at the hospital wondering if I did wake up, would I even know who they were? And I know a lot of people have been through similar situations with people, and they don't get the same results as I had. You
Mhm.
see, they call me one of the lucky ones. A lot of doctors do, at least. And well, while I don't believe in luck, I believe that we make our own luck. It has I am just one of those that I was in the right position with my athletic background and all my muscles and everything else that I was able to come out of the coma. And I did remember all memories I had, except for math. Math is one of those things that it's like, ooh, wee. I don't really get that anymore, but that's all right. So, as a junior in high school, I was doing simple trigonometry. As a senior in high school, I was in math three. Talk about embarrassing. It's like, why can I not figure this stuff out?
Oh, well, I'm sure everyone else didn't think of it that way,
Yeah,
because they understood.
yeah, but it's other people might understand. I get that, but to me, that's like, it's kind of like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, yeah. So you graduated high school.
Yes, I actually made up from January 7th through June of schooling during the summer between my junior and senior year. So my sister, who is a mechanical engineer, taught me all, she went through everything with me and helped me through all that stuff. And it was amazing. You see, I had such a support system, and that is worth its weight in gold.
Yes, yes, it is. You were very, very fortunate.
Yes, I
Yeah.
like that. Fortunate, not
Mhm.
lucky.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, hey, let me ask you, Jeff, what were your dreams and goals before this accident? Did you have certain things that you wanted to do?
That is a fantastic question. Thank you so much for asking it. Now, you see, when I was a little kid, I wanted to be Superman. I was Superman every Halloween. Actually, I even have pictures of me as Superman for Halloween. But I was eventually convinced that that's not possible. And I got it. So then I went to being a football player, being a some kind of athlete. And that was all fine and dandy. And I was going through school, and then I got to the point where that was no longer really like I got to the point that I wanted to be an engineer. I was going to enlist in one of the armed services and get my schooling for free and become an engineer. And I was all happy about that, but then my accident happened and I could no longer do math, like I said. And that kind of shot the engineering stuff in the foot. And then I kept just going through life. In fact, I had a drinking problem for a while. I would go out every single night of the week, and I would go out to get drunk. I wouldn't go out just to socialize or have fun. I would go out to get drunk. And then after a while of that, I decided that I was going to start on Herbalife. Herbalife is a nutrition company, and it's the world's largest nutrition company. And the day that Herbalife found me, I was walking in my little town of Piqua, Ohio, and I walked by this open door on this building. And I was like, I wonder what that is. So I walked in, and they were opening a new gym like half a mile from my house. Now, I had never been in a gym. It was something that wasn't a part of my life. I was drinking all the time. I wasn't thinking about going to a gym, but I just found Herbalife, or Herbalife had found me. And
Mhm.
I decided to join the gym. Now, I thought that, hey, this is going to be one of those things that I'm going to sign up for, and I'm going to spend all this money and I'm not going to use it. In fact, there were many other people that doubted me as well. And they were saying that, hey, I joined the gym before and it didn't work for me. So it's definitely not going to work for you. That's the same thing they told me when I was trying to walk.
Mhm.
And I'm lucky I didn't listen to the doctors in the first place that told me I wouldn't be able to walk. And then I was lucky again, or fortunate, as we were saying, about the gym, because I have been going strong for going on 12 years now. And I am so happy with my progress in the gym because that helps me in my therapy. Now, I have been doing physical therapy now for 23 years. And and that a lot of people hear that and they're like, and they're just like confused. But there's so much more in this life that I want to accomplish, that
Yeah.
I want to do. And I go to the gym all the time, not to add days to my life, but add life to my days.
Wow. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. So let me ask you this. The time that you said you were going out and drinking alcohol, what was the what was the point that made you say, I'm not doing this? Like I'm going to join this gym and I'm going to change my life. Was there something just
I don't know. It was just one of those things that I've Herbalife found me, or I found Herbalife,
yeah.
and then I was like, well, I can get healthy. And this makes me feel so good.
Mhm.
And then the gym at the same time, and I'm just like, wow, is this what they call serendipity?
Right? Yeah, especially because they opened up a gym half a mile from your house.
Yeah.
That definitely was supposed to happen for you. I love that for you so much. And I totally relate to that. I think that working out, even just taking a good walk, is so good for us
Yeah.
and getting out in nature and just moving our bodies. So,
You know, a lot of people think that in order to work out, they have to go to a gym. They have to go do certain things,
mm,
but that's not really true.
mhm.
You can work out anywhere with anything. In fact, I've seen people doing it with cans of food, just lifting cans of
Mhm.
food in certain ways. But you have to be careful because you can't lift just willy nilly. You got to kind of know what you're doing. But
Right.
you can work out anywhere with anything.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, you can. I believe that. Yeah. So once you started improving your health, and because I know you got to lead me into how you have your own podcast.
Yes.
Okay. So from here, you're about what, 20 in your 20s or 20 moving forward. How did things progress after that?
All right. So once I stopped drinking and all that, I started to get really involved with Herbalife nutrition. And I would go to the training events all the time. And every time I would fall in love with the personal development section.
Mm,
I was just like, I could see myself up there doing that. But then when I would walk back to my car, I would get those negative voices in my head like, how are you going to do that though? Nobody's going to listen to you. What are you going to say? You don't have any kind of education, you don't have any kind of training. You weren't a corporate professional. You haven't done anything in your life. But
yeah.
I just kept going back to those personal development things. And I looked on YouTube and I would watch all those personal development videos. And then I would go on Spotify and I would search for personal development and I would just read stuff. And it was nuts because I realized something. When I was a kid and I wanted to be Superman, they told me it wasn't possible. They told me that nobody can be Superman besides Superman. And I realized that I was Superman, that
Mhm.
while they said it wasn't possible, they also told me that working out wouldn't be possible. They also told me that going to therapy for 23 years wouldn't be possible. They also told me walking wouldn't be possible, but I didn't listen. Now, I can't jump buildings in a single bound. I can't stop trains with my hands. I can't stop bullets with my chest unless I have a bulletproof vest on. But I learned that I can inspire people, that people can learn from my life. So, therefore, I can't jump those buildings or stop those trains or anything like that. But I'm Superman in a different way. So it all kind of reverted back to when I was little.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like you're superhuman.
Well, I don't know about that because this living your best life is possible for everybody.
Yes.
They just have to listen and take advice and actually put it to use.
Yep.
They can't just write it down and let it go sit on a shelf somewhere. They actually have to put it to use. And that's one of the biggest things about personal development that bugs me is that they don't put it to use.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I wish I had all the answers, but I don't, believe it or not.
Well, do you think, okay, people are afraid to do something because it's uncomfortable, right?
But there's I love that word. So uncomfortable. I think a lot of it has to do with their comfort zone.
Mhm.
Now, the comfort zone is something in our brains that was made to keep us safe,
Yeah.
made where
Mm.
it knew that if we were in there, we probably weren't going to get hurt.
Mhm.
And this is why we have to get out of our comfort zone because there's no growth inside that comfort zone. And when there's no growth, then there can't be happiness. There can't be anything else because that is only found outside when you are progressing in life.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you this. Do you have a good support system around you? Family,
Oh,
friends?
I have a fantastic support system. So I have a sister, I have a brother. My brother has three girls and a wife that is amazing. And he, my sister has a boyfriend, which that's still new, so I can't really say much about that. And then I have my dad and the rest of my family. Absolutely amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so, so fortunate that you have that because I think that's what maybe some people, what stops them from working on their personal development is that they might not have the support system behind them too.
You know, you can say that all you want,
Mhm.
but it's really on a person, the person that is doing it. They have to take the first steps. They have to figure out that they can personally develop. They can't rely on other people pushing them because unless they want to, they're not really going to do it.
Yeah. Yep. That's the truth. I do believe that. And when I started writing a book, I said, "How am I going to do this? I didn't go to college. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I just kept moving forward and just reaching out and talking to people. And that's how you bring things into your life.
Yeah, exactly. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Remember that.
Mhm.
So, however you want to start, just start. You'll
Yeah.
figure it out along the way,
Yeah.
but you have to start to be great.
Yeah. Yeah. So how did you get the idea to start your own podcast?
Well, so I actually did it as a show. It
Mhm.
was originally a show just on Facebook and YouTube. But then I discovered StreamYard,
Mhm.
and that let me send it out to 3 places. So I started sending it out to Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn.
Mhm.
And then just recently, I have discovered Spotify for podcasters.
Mhm.
And I upload it there, and it's amazing because it just sends it out to 2 other places, and I can set it up to do more of that, but I haven't done that yet. I should.
Oh,
but so my podcast is all about overcoming adversity. Now, I know each and every person out there faces adversity in their life. It might not be the same as mine. That's why I don't have me talking all the time. I have guests just like you, Roberta, and you're actually going to be on my show too. So I appreciate being on your show first.
yes.
But
Yes. Thank you.
so I know each and every person out there goes through something.
Mhm.
So what better way than to help the world than to tell them how somebody else dealt with things? What better way to show people that life isn't always perfect, that it has its ups and downs, but everybody can deal with it. You know, you have, well, I'm not saying you, Roberta, I'm saying you as in people out there right now have never been through anything that they haven't lived through.
Mhm.
So think about that. Whatever you have dealt with in your life, you have conquered that. Even if you're still going through it, you have made it, you conquered it.
Yeah.
It didn't stop you. So it didn't really matter.
Yeah. That's true. I love watching your you on Facebook is where I found you because you're so encouraging to others.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for that. That really, you know, just to see that every day is so beautiful. And so I'm just so grateful that you're doing what you're doing because we need that. And we have, we talked a little bit before this about my daughter's accident. So my daughter kind of dealt with a little of the things that you've gone through, but you guys, you overcome all of this. And I'm just so proud. And I know that, you probably deal with some aches or pains, or maybe.
I actually don't have any pain anywhere, but I do kind of deal with some things like my eyes don't track right and it's weird. And I see out of both eyes at times, at different times. I'll see out of one eye and then out of the other eye, and it switches back and forth, and it's so weird. And my right hand shakes real bad, so I'm unable to write and do anything that requires dexterity with my right hand. So I have kind of had to teach myself to be left-handed, but those are mainly the things I struggle with.
Okay. Did you ever, in physical therapy, did you ever hear of something called syntonics?
No.
Okay, we'll have to talk after this because my daughter did some exercises and she has these special glasses. We'll have to share this
Oh, I
information.
have special
Convert
glasses too.
to help your eyes converge.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if that would
No,
help,
I
but
have those too.
okay.
I haven't heard of that word.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's
think
for
that's what it
sure.
sounds like to me. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know, but that's what it sounds
You're
like
not
it
a
to me.
doctor?
I'm not. I know.
Jeez.
Oh my
Slacking
goodness.
on me.
Right? So, hey, what is this about you? Now, you saw the speakers when you were in the Herbalife meetings and things like that on the stage, and you thought, "Hey, I want to do that." So, is this something that you've been able to do?
Actually, yeah. And I'm glad you asked me that. So I have spoken like all around the United States now. But if that's not cool enough, I have spoken in 4 continents now. So I've spoken in the United States, which is North America. I spoke in Guyana, South America. I spoke in Kenya, Africa. And then I have spoken in Amsterdam, Netherlands. I think that's where it is.
Wow,
Oh, and that's
that's
Europe.
amazing.
So I'm pumped up.
So what is your what's on the list next for you?
So I do have a book. Well, it's not my full book, but I keep saying I'm working on that, but it's I don't know, not really going well. So, but I'm continually thinking about it,
Mhm.
and so I have a single page in a book that will be coming out in sometime real soon here. I'm not sure where when, but and then I'm going to be continuing to do my podcast. And then my podcast is called Make Every Second Count Live. You can see Make Every Second Count here on my shirt, but
Yes.
it is available on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. And then after that, I upload it to Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. So those are the 6 places it is available. But I love doing it live, and many people don't do their podcasts live. They pre-record them, much like you, Roberta.
Yep.
But I love doing it live because it puts me on the spot. It gets me out of my comfort zone. And I try not to research my people too much before the show because I like my reaction. I want the world to be able to see my reaction. Now,
Yeah.
I know that the lady tonight that I have has had a traumatic brain injury as well. But that's yeah, I'm excited though. I
Wow.
get to talk to somebody else that has had a TBI, and I don't know what will happen.
Right?
Yeah, it's just cool to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. That's why we didn't know a lot about each other, and this was kind of fun jumping on here and we're just learning as we go, aren't we?
Correct. So I might not be the best at asking people the questions that a lot of people think about when they're on the air, but that's why I do it live.
Mhm.
So other people can
Mm.
ask questions too. So I'm
Oh.
not the only person that gets to ask them questions, but if they are on live with me on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, then they can ask those questions too.
Oh, I like that. Very good. I like that idea.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how long have you been a host, a podcast host?
Oh, well, that's pretty good. I have been a show host now for 8 years.
Wow.
I've done it consistently for 8 years, and um, I can't say that I haven't missed a few weeks here and there. In fact, when Facebook Live quit doing the person in person or the side by side videos, I quit for a while. I had to figure out some way to do it. And that's when I found StreamYard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that. I
Oh,
did try it for a little bit.
yeah.
And it's great for being able to stream you live everywhere. I like that.
Yeah.
And
That's what I like.
the reason I started a podcast too was because I said I want to become a better speaker.
That was one of the reasons I started it, because I wanted to practice speaking every week.
Yeah, exactly. And how do we get better? We
Do
keep
it.
doing it.
Yeah.
And we got out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And and it's scary at first. It's scary and exciting, but you make it work,
Yeah. Yeah.
don't you?
Make it
Yes.
work.
Yes. So, okay, so you like to travel.
Oh, I love it.
So, do you have any plans to travel anywhere this coming year?
No, not as of right now,
Okay.
but I would like to go to like Europe or something just to do something, just to
Mhm.
go somewhere. I don't even have to go there and speak. I can just go there and sit in a bar and be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So,
Yeah.
you don't mind sitting on a plane for a while.
No, I definitely don't. Now, I will say to your viewers out there that yes, you probably caught that. While I had a drinking problem before, I still do go to bars
Mhm.
and I still do occasionally drink, usually like once a week,
Mhm.
but it's not every night anymore.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. And I like that. And I kind of had the same journey too. So I have cut back tremendously and I want to save it for special occasions.
Yeah, well, Friday night is a special occasion for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So besides like traveling and doing your podcast, what else do you love to do?
So I love working out. I love going to
Mhm.
like around my area here in Ohio, we have all kinds of parks that I see deer in and stuff. And I love to go just watch. Just go and sit there and wait for deer to come out. I don't hunt. I don't want to hunt because that's not me. I love deer. But I love just going out and waiting to see them and wishing to see them.
Oh, I love that. So we just found out too that we're like an hour and a half from each other.
Yeah.
We live so close together. And so I also love to go outside and take walks and be in nature.
Yeah, it's so nice to go out and just take a walk around a park or something, especially when you couldn't walk at one time.
Yeah.
You don't take those things for granted anymore. And I wish that is something that I could put into words to get other people to understand that they shouldn't take those things for granted because they're I mean, people have the abilities to do all kinds of things and not the abilities that you're thinking.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the use of your fingers. You have the use of your fingers?
Yes.
All
Yes,
right,
I
what
do.
about your toes?
Yep.
All right, what about your feet?
Yes.
What about your hands? What
Yeah.
about your ankles? What about your wrists? See, you have all those things to be thankful for. And the way I believe is if you were thankful for everything in your life, only happiness can grow out of that. You know, we have something in our brains called the reticular activating system, known as RAS. And it is like a mesh inside your brain, and it's a filter, and things go through it. But if you're thinking about something, then those things will stick. So if you're thinking how grateful you are for something in your life, say your feet, then you will notice quickly, hey, I have hands. If you're thankful for your toes, you will notice quickly that, hey, I have fingers. And it's just cool the way the mind works.
Yeah. It really is. And when you study personal development, like you said, it really opens up your mind to so much, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And to be grateful, sometimes like when I don't feel well, if I get a little sick or something, I'm like, we get a little cranky. And then when I feel better, I'm like, oh, I am so grateful that I am healthy and I do have the use of everything.
But you see, if you think about those things that you're grateful for while you are sick, you're going to feel a lot better at that time. But then when you get even better, you're going to feel amazing.
I know, you're right. Darn, but we do that. We just get into something and it kind of,
Yeah. And I get it. Life is difficult at times. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it.
yeah,
Life is worth it so much.
yeah,
And remember, if you were thankful for things, even in the hard times, then you will be even more thankful of those things when you were going through a good time.
yeah, yeah. That's true. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, what are all of the plaques and certificates behind you?
Well, so those are like international awards and certificates and things, and then my book is top left on your screen. I think it's up
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
You see it? It's called, well, I have one right here. It's called Make Every Second Count, a 1,500-hour journal.
Wow.
And it
Oh, wow.
it so it is a 9-week journal, and it gives you room to write here on each page.
Yeah.
See, I'll show you a page. and it gives you a prompt to write to. So,
Oh,
and
nice.
it's all about living in the moment, taking nothing for granted, and making every second count. And this is cool, but I'll let you guys in on a little secret that is even cooler. So if you go to my website
Mhm.
at www.jeff, Jeff, Markinet, MarkinetJr.com /journal, you can download the first 7 days of that journal for free.
Okay. I love that. But if they want to purchase the journal,
Oh,
where can they do that?
you can purchase it on that same page.
Okay.
You can download the first 7 days of it,
Mhm.
check it out, and if you love it, you can purchase the journal on the same page. If you don't love it, just throw it away. But you have to do me a favor. So the people that love the journal and want to buy it, you have to tell everybody about it. The people that don't like it, don't see the value in it,
Mhm.
just throw it away. Don't worry about telling anybody.
Right.
But I just want the people that love it to tell everybody. The people that don't like it, don't tell anybody. Just
Yeah.
it's a
Right.
secret.
Exactly. Exactly. Then,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. If you're not interested in it, then just move on. I love that.
Yeah, well, I just don't want I don't want the negative people to be all
Mhm.
negative about the book and ruin it for other people
Yeah. Do you know why I think why people do that sometimes?
because they're jealous. They don't want other people to grow beyond them.
Yeah. And they could be a little jealous because they didn't do that themselves, or they don't think that's possible. Like you
Yeah,
said, they don't even know that they can do that.
yeah, and people need to realize that things are possible.
Yeah.
They often have to push and test things for themselves. But they're afraid to do that. They're that comfort zone. They just want to stay in there, stay in
Yeah.
that little box.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's boring.
I agree.
So, is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience before we go?
So you guys have to do me a favor, including you, Roberta.
Okay.
You have to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when, not if, but when the seconds will run out on your one
Mhm.
life.
Yeah. Yes. Wow. And thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing your message and for your podcast and for your speaking abilities and getting out there. And you're so encouraging and uplifting everyone. And that all comes back to you. And I know that's not why you're doing it, because you seriously want to see others succeed. I can see that in you.
Yeah. It's I don't know, it's just some a part of me, I want to see the world happy instead
Yeah.
of struggling with stress, anxiety, depression, whatever you want to call it. I just want to see them happy.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. So thank you. And I can't wait to be on your show. We're going to schedule that. I think it'll be in January or sometime next year. I'm
Yeah.
so excited. And thank you for being on here today.
Yep. You have to wear that red shirt on my show though.
Okay. All right. I better
That
take a
that
note.
that makes it perfect. It matches my banner.
Right? I know I didn't even plan that. Okay. But I'll do it next time. All right.
All right,
When on
cool.
your podcast, I promise. Ah, thank you so much, Jeff. Oh, this was awesome. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. This was truly inspirational. And I felt it. I know you did too. I am inspired after this, after just speaking with Jeff. Let me tell you, I'm ready to just take on the world now, I think. So thank you. And you know, reach out and make sure that you go and check out that journal, because I'm going to tell you that is a 9-week journal that will get you started and get you thinking more positively. I love that. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank
And
you.
reach out if there's any way that we can help you. And I like to leave my podcast like my grandma used to say. And instead of saying goodbye, she would say, "See you later. So long."